Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're looking at how Oman is completely rethinking city travel, one electric scooter at a time. It's a really cool story about how some smart, modern tech is solving a very, very old transportation problem.
All right, let's dive right in. First, we're going to unpack this really frustrating last-mile problem that honestly plagues cities everywhere. Then, we'll see Oman's innovative electric solution for it. And what's really interesting is how this one small idea fits into the country's huge Vision 2040 plan. We'll also see why students are right at the heart of this change. And finally, we'll take a look at what's next for this super exciting project.
So let's kick things off with a challenge that, if you've ever used public transport, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that tricky little gap that can make or break your whole journey.
Think about it. It's usually not the actual ride on the bus or the train, right? The real headache is that awkward distance from the stop to wherever you're actually going, your office, your home, your classroom.
Yeah, this is what urban planners call the first and last mile problem. And it's a huge deal, a major hurdle for cities all over the world. It's the very reason a lot of people just give up on public transport and decide, you know what, I'll just take my car. Which, of course, just adds to all the traffic and pollution.
So how is Oman tackling this universal problem? Well, they've rolled out a really clever technological fix, using something called micro-mobility to bridge this exact gap. The solution is a whole fleet of shared e-scooters and e-bikes. And what's great is that they're run by a homegrown Omani startup called Salik, all through a simple app on your phone. The whole system is dockless, so you just park in certain zones. But what's really smart is how they tested it in something called a regulatory sandbox. It's basically a safe space where the government can try out new ideas like this without being slowed down by old rules. It's an awesome way to spark some local tech innovation.
And the process itself? It's designed to be incredibly simple. You just pull out your phone, find a scooter on the app's map, scan a QR code to unlock it, and you're off. Ride where you need to go, and then you just park it in an approved spot. It's meant to be the seamless, almost thoughtless part of your day.
But, and this is the really important part, this whole initiative is about so much more than just a convenient way to get around. It's actually a key piece of a much, much larger national strategy that's shaping the future of the entire country. So every single one of those little scooter rides, no matter how short, connects directly to this massive master plan known as Oman Vision 2040. It's just a perfect example of a small local solution that has a huge national vision fueling it from behind.
You see, this program directly supports the core goals of Oman Vision 2040. It helps build greener, less congested cities. It pushes the nation closer to its net zero 2050 emissions target. It helps local tech companies grow, which diversifies the economy. And bottom line, it just makes public transport a genuinely practical choice for a lot more people.
I mean, what this initiative really does is it fundamentally redesigns the daily commute. It takes it from being this stressful, car-dependent chore and turns it into a seamless, sustainable, and totally integrated journey. You get the efficiency of a bus with the convenience of a personal scooter. Best of both worlds.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how is this big vision actually playing out on the ground? Well, the first major rollout is focused on a group that can benefit the most and, help build a whole new commuting habit: university students.
The strategy is really simple but brilliant. Get students to take Mwasalat, that's Oman's national bus service, for the long part of their trip. Then, when they get off near campus, they can just hop on an e-scooter for that final leg, from the bus stop right to their classroom door.
Now, to make this an absolutely irresistible, no-brainer option, the government introduced a really powerful incentive. And it all comes down to this number: 100%.
So here's the deal. Any university student can get a 100% free bus pass, and it's valid for 2 whole years. Now you combine free buses with a convenient, low-cost scooter to avoid walking in that Omani heat, and suddenly you have a system that is way cheaper, faster, and just a lot more pleasant than driving. It's a total game changer.
With these promising early results, it's pretty clear this is just the beginning for Oman's micromobility journey. The plan now is to scale this whole thing up from a campus pilot into a real citywide system.
And they are moving incredibly fast. The project is slated to kick off with a control trial at a tech park in mid-2024. Then, later that year, the free bus passes get offered. And by 2025, the plan is to have it all rolled out at major university campuses in both Muscat and Salalah. So, looking ahead, the focus is all about smart expansion. We're talking not just other universities, but also into busy city districts and residential neighborhoods. Of course, to do that, you've got to build the right infrastructure, like dedicated scooter lanes. At the same time, the Royal Oman Police are working on refining safety rules to protect everybody. And all that data they're collecting from the pilot, it's all being used to optimize the whole system, from where to put the scooters to how many they actually need. Oman's experiment here really shows that sometimes these small, clever changes can power huge, ambitious visions. It proves that tackling that last mile isn't just about a little bit of convenience. It's about fundamentally redesigning our cities for a cleaner, smarter future. And it leaves us with a fascinating question, doesn't it? How might other cities around the world follow this example to unlock their own sustainable future?